Fordham Road is one of the busiest transit hubs in all of New York City. Thousands of buses, cars, pedestrians, and trains pass through this corridor every day. But as the sun starts setting earlier and earlier, that commute can get a little bit more dangerous.
According to the mayor's office, during fall evenings, rush hour occurs at a time when sunlight and visibility are dramatically and suddenly reduced. This leads to some of the highest fatal crash rates of the calendar year. Dusk and Darkness is a multi-agency traffic enforcement and education campaign. It follows New York City's Vision Zero policy, which aims to eliminate all traffic fatalities and severe injuries, while increasing safe, healthy, and equitable mobility for all.
Fordham Road in Webster is one of the busiest intersections in this area, which is right behind me. Thousands of pedestrians pass through this area every day, and when the sun starts setting earlier, that commute can get a lot more dangerous.
Due to such high traffic, this area is at an even higher risk for accidents. In a map provided by NYC Open Data, Fordham Road is identified as a corridor with one of the highest concentrations of pedestrians killed or seriously injured in the Bronx. This year's Dusk and Darkness campaign promotes initiatives such as awareness and increased education about driver safety. Additionally, there will be an increase in NYPD officers during the evening and overnight hours to enforce against hazardous driving violations. The mayor's office claims this will help keep pedestrians and cyclists safe. Some residents, however, suggest a desire for structural and material solutions.
Are there ways to make the street feel safer without having a established authority figure? I think would be really important.
I mean, honestly, especially on Fordham Road, some of the little crosswalk lights don't work. So fixing that would obviously help a lot. I think just also a lot more lights. I think just lamppost lights and street lights would help. Just to help with the visibility and everything.
With bus lanes, Fordham Road is technically a 6-lane street. But for pedestrians trying to cross, that can mean traveling a long distance in a short amount of time.
Such design elements communicate very clearly to pedestrians that their best interest is not the priority. Dr. Annika Hinz, Associate Political Science Professor and Director of the Urban Studies Program at Fordham, says such design choices gained popularity alongside the advent of the automobile.
Urban planners decided we're going to stop walking places and we're going to be driving places. And so all the infrastructure that's going to go along with that is going to revolve around the car.
Dr. Hinz suggests that even in a setting like New York, people may still choose to use cars because of the lack of viable alternative transportation methods.
One of the most important substitutes for that is public transit infrastructure, subways, light rails, anything that can either move above the street level or below it is really, really helpful. We need train lines across the Bronx. We don't have any.
Although Dusk and Darkness has significantly helped reduce pedestrian fatalities, the DOT's long-term street redesign projects represent a prioritization of pedestrians on an infrastructural level. In a perfect world, Dr. Hinz envisions Fordham Road as a 2-laned street with wide sidewalks, a protected bike lane, and plenty of tree canopy. However, she says that must be preceded by a larger-scale commitment to accessible and reliable alternative forms of transportation, so New Yorkers are less reliant on cars.
So we need to look much, much more at what other cities are doing and sort of not look at ourselves as the norm, but look at ourselves as a special case, a case that is particularly car focused and particularly car centric, and think about how we can solve that.
The road to improved commuter safety might be a long one, but it's worth it. Fordham News, Lilia Cormack,
And David Escobar.